Captain Olivia Grant stood on the bridge of the U.S. Defiant, her eyes fixed on the main display. What had begun as a routine patrol of the outer solar system had turned into something else entirely. The sensors had picked up unusual readings near Neptune's orbit, and now she saw why. Her mouth went dry. "Count confirmed, Captain. 1,000 vessels, all showing weapons signatures," said Jack Miller, her first officer. His voice was steady, but his knuckles were white as he gripped the edge of his console. "Are we certain they're not human?" Olivia asked, though she already knew the answer. Earth's entire fleet numbered less than 50 ships. Lisa Cooper, the communications officer, shook her head. "Definitely not ours, Captain. The design doesn't match anything in our database." Her fingers flew across her console. "I'm picking up transmissions between their ships. The language is unlike anything I've ever heard." The bridge fell silent. The Defiant was humanity's most advanced warship, but it was just one ship. One against 1,000. "Can you put the lead vessel on screen?" Olivia asked. The display changed. The alien ship was massive, at least 5 times the size of the Defiant. Its hull was dark and angular, covered in what appeared to be weapon ports. It looked like it had been designed for one purpose only: war. "Any response to our hails?" Olivia asked. "None, Captain," Lisa replied. "Wait, I'm getting something now." The main screen flickered. A figure appeared. It was vaguely humanoid, but with gray skin that seemed to shimmer like metal. Its eyes were large, solid black, and without pupils. When it spoke, its mouth didn't move. Instead, the words seemed to appear directly in their minds. "Humans, we are the Krathar. Your existence has been noted. Your resources will be harvested. Your resistance is unnecessary." Olivia stepped forward. "This is Captain Olivia Grant of the Earth vessel Defiant. You have entered human territory without permission. State your intentions clearly." The alien's expression didn't change. "We have stated our purpose. Your planet has resources we require. You will surrender them, or we will take them. Your species is young, primitive. You have no hope of resistance." Jack leaned close to Olivia. "Captain, we should retreat. Warn Earth. One ship can't stand against their fleet." Olivia didn't respond immediately. She studied the alien on the screen, noted the dismissive tone, the absolute certainty. "You've encountered other species before," she said to the alien. "Many. All now serve the Krathar. And if we refuse to serve, then you will be eliminated. It is the natural order. The strong consume the weak." Olivia smiled. It wasn't a pleasant smile. "I think you'll find humans don't follow the natural order very well." She turned to her crew. Battle stations. Alarms blared. The bridge crew rushed to their positions. "Captain," Jack protested, "we can't fight them all." "We don't need to fight them all," Olivia replied. "Not yet, but we will not run. The Defiant is the only thing standing between these aliens and Earth. If we retreat, they'll follow. At least here, we're far from home. We can buy time." "For what?" "To find a weakness. Everyone has one." She turned to Lisa. "Send a message to Earth. Priority 1. Include all sensor data on the alien fleet." The Krathar leader was still on screen. "You choose resistance. One vessel against our armada. Your species truly is primitive." Olivia faced the screen again. "Maybe. Or maybe you've never encountered humans before. We're full of surprises." With a gesture, she cut the transmission. "Tactical, arm all weapons. Engineering, divert power to forward shields. Helm, plot a course that keeps the most distance between us and their main force." As the crew rushed to obey, Olivia Grant looked out at the vast alien fleet. One ship against 1,000. Impossible odds. She smiled again. Humans specialized in impossible. 6 months earlier, the U.S. Defiant had left Earth's orbit for the first time. Olivia remembered the day clearly as she stood on the bridge, watching the blue planet shrink in the view screen. "She's a beauty, isn't she?" Paul Gardner, the chief engineer had said as he joined her. His eyes shone with pride. The Defiant was as much his creation as anyone's. "Will she hold up?" Olivia had asked. Paul patted the wall. "She'll do more than hold up, Captain. This ship has secrets even the admirals don't know about." The Defiant was humanity's most advanced warship, but it was largely untested. Built in the orbital shipyards above Mars, it featured technology that existed only in theory just 5 years ago. "The Nova Core is my baby," Paul had explained during their first official briefing. He pointed to the glowing blue sphere on the engineering diagram. "It's not just an engine. It's a power source unlike anything we've built before. The energy output is 10 times greater than our previous best." Daniel Wright, the tactical officer, had whistled. "What does that mean for weapons?" "It means we can hit harder and faster than any ship in the fleet," Paul had replied with a grin. "And our shields. They'll hold against just about anything." Karen Bailey, the science officer, wasn't so sure. "The simulations look promising, but the Nova Core technology is untested in real combat situations. We're essentially flying a prototype." Now, facing the Krathar fleet, Olivia wondered if the ship would live up to its promise. "Captain, the alien fleet is moving," Jack reported, bringing Olivia back to the present. "They're spreading out. Looks like they're trying to surround us." Olivia nodded. "Mr. Wright, what's your assessment?" Daniel studied his tactical display. "They're being cautious. I think our refusal to retreat surprised them. Most of their ships are older models based on their hull designs. Only about 20 appear to be of the newest class. So they've been doing this for a while," Olivia mused. "Conquering worlds, adding ships to their fleet as they go." "The good news is that they're not a unified force," Daniel continued. "There are design variations. The bad news is there's still 1,000 of them." Paul's voice came over the comm. "Captain, I've analyzed their energy signatures. Their weapons are powerful, but they're using an outdated form of energy modulation. Our shields should be able to adapt." "Should be able to?" Jack asked. "It's the best I can offer right now," Paul replied. "The Nova Core can boost our shield strength, but I've never pushed it to full capacity. There might be side effects." "What kind of side effects?" Olivia asked. "The kind where we all get turned inside out," Paul said, then laughed. "I'm kidding. Mostly. We might experience power fluctuations. Worst case, we overload some systems, but it won't blow up the ship, probably." Karen's voice joined the conversation. "Captain, I've been analyzing their communication patterns. They use some kind of hive network. Their ships move with too much coordination for individual commanders." "A weakness?" Olivia asked. "Possibly. Every network has vulnerabilities." Olivia looked at the approaching alien ships. They moved with precision, like a school of predatory fish. "Lisa, any more communications from them?" "They're giving us 10 minutes to surrender, Captain." Olivia smiled. "That's generous. Gives us time to come up with a plan." She turned to her crew. "We have one advantage they don't know about. They think they're facing a standard human warship. They don't know about the Nova Core or our experimental systems. Or that humans are stubborn as hell," Daniel added with a grin. "Exactly," Olivia agreed. "So let's use that. Paul, I need the shields at maximum strength. Karen, keep analyzing their network. Daniel, I want a tactical plan that uses our speed and maneuverability. Lisa, prepare a message for the Krathar." "What should it say, Captain?" Lisa asked. Olivia's expression hardened. "Tell them the U.S. Defiant declines their offer, and we look forward to the coming lesson in human determination." The war room of the Defiant was small but equipped with the best technology Earth had to offer. Olivia stood at the head of the table. The holographic display between them showed the Krathar fleet in red and the Defiant in blue. "We have 8 minutes before they expect our surrender," Olivia said. "Let's make them count." Karen Bailey tapped at her tablet. The hologram zoomed in on one of the alien vessels. "I've analyzed their ship design. These sections here and here, she pointed to parts of the alien ship, are weapon ports. Each ship has at least 50. Firepower isn't our advantage, Daniel said. We need to be smarter. He manipulated the display, highlighting an asteroid field nearby. Neptune's trailing Trojans. If we can lure some of their ships in there, we can use the asteroids as cover and maybe even as weapons. Paul nodded. The Defiant can handle those tight spaces better than their larger ships. Plus, I've been looking at their energy signatures. Their shields are powerful, but they're using a fixed frequency. Ours can adapt. What about their hive mind? Jack asked. Karen, you said they're networked somehow. Yes, Karen said. Their ships move with too much coordination for individual control. I believe they're using some form of quantum entanglement for instant communication across their fleet. Lisa perked up. If they're networked, could we disrupt that network? Possibly, Karen said. But we'd need to get close to one of their command ships to analyze the signal pattern. Olivia studied the hologram. So we need to get close to their command vessels, which will be in the center of their formation, heavily protected. Basically, we need to punch through about 900 ships to get to the 100 that matter, Daniel said with a grim smile. No problem. Paul tapped his fingers on the table. What if we don't need to punch through? What if we go around? Explain, Olivia said. The Nova Core. It's not just a power source. It can generate a localized fold in space, a mini jump. Not far, maybe a few thousand kilometers, but enough to get us behind their front line. Jack looked skeptical. That technology was theoretical. We haven't tested it in battle conditions. No time like the present, Paul said with a shrug. It's risky, Olivia admitted. But so is facing 1,000 ships head-on. She turned to Lisa. What do we know about their intentions? Will they attack Earth immediately if we fail? Lisa shook her head. Based on their communications, I don't think so. They seem to be following a protocol. First, they neutralize any resistance. Then they establish a beachhead. After that, they begin resource extraction. Earth is safe for now. But if we fail, they'll have a clear path. Then we make sure we don't fail, Olivia said. She looked at each of her officers. Paul, prep the Nova Core for this space fold maneuver. Karen, I need you to be ready to analyze their network the moment we get close enough. Daniel, work out a tactical approach that uses the asteroid field to our advantage. Lisa, keep monitoring their communications for any change in plans. The crew nodded, determination in their eyes. One more thing, Olivia added. They outnumber us 1,000 to 1. But numbers aren't everything. Throughout history, humans have faced impossible odds and prevailed. Not because we were stronger or more numerous, but because we refused to accept defeat. The Krathar made a critical error, Jack said, his earlier doubts seemingly gone. They gave us time to think. And humans with time to think are dangerous. Exactly, Olivia agreed. They expect surrender. Let's show them why that was a mistake. She checked the time. 3 minutes left. Let's move. As they left the war room, Olivia took one last look at the holographic display. One tiny blue dot against a sea of red. The odds were impossible. She smiled. Impossible was what humans did best. The 10 minutes were up. On the main screen, the Krathar fleet began to move. Their ships formed a half-circle, closing in on the Defiant like predators surrounding prey. They're expecting us to run, Daniel said from the tactical station. Their formation is designed to cut off escape routes. Olivia sat calmly in the captain's chair. Helm, take us closer to the asteroid field, but don't enter it yet. Aye, Captain, responded the helm officer, guiding the ship carefully. The alien commander appeared on screen again. Your time has expired. You have not surrendered. This is unfortunate. For you, maybe, Olivia replied. We've decided we like our planet just the way it is. The alien's expression didn't change, but its voice seemed colder. Primitive species always resist. It changes nothing. The transmission cut off. Seconds later, energy beams lanced out from the nearest alien ships. "Shields up," Jack ordered. The Defiant rocked as the beams hit, but the shields held. "Status?" Olivia asked. "Shields at 92%, Paul reported from engineering. "The Nova Corps is handling it better than expected. Their weapons are powerful, but our adaptive shields are redistributing the energy." "Return fire," Olivia commanded. "Target the lead vessels." The Defiant's weapons flared to life. Beams of concentrated energy shot toward the Krathar ships. Two found their mark, slicing through the alien shields. "Direct hits on two vessels," Daniel reported, surprise in his voice. "Their shields aren't as strong as we thought." More alien ships opened fire. The Defiant shuddered under the assault. "Shields down to 78%, Paul warned. "We can't take fire from too many at once." "Time for Operation Hornet's Nest," Olivia said. "Helm, take us into the asteroid field." Full speed. The Defiant surged forward, racing toward the dense field of space rocks. Behind them, the alien fleet followed, breaking formation in their pursuit. "They're taking the bait," Jack observed. The Defiant entered the asteroid field, weaving between massive rocks with precision. Several smaller Krathar ships followed, while the larger vessels held back. "Now, Mr. Wright," Olivia ordered. Daniel activated a series of commands. The Defiant's rear weapons fired, not at the alien ships, but at several asteroids near them. The space rocks exploded, sending thousands of fragments hurtling in all directions. 3 Krathar ships couldn't evade in time. The asteroid fragments tore through their hulls. A 4th ship collided with a larger asteroid while trying to avoid the debris. 4 down, Daniel announced with satisfaction. The Defiant continued its dangerous dance through the asteroid field. The ship performed a series of impossible maneuvers, using the rocks as shields against enemy fire while targeting asteroids near the pursuing aliens. 3 more Krathar vessels disabled. Daniel reported as another volley of precisely aimed shots detonated asteroids near the alien ships. The remaining pursuers pulled back, seemingly reassessing their strategy. "They're not used to prey that fights back," Jack said. A massive energy beam cut through the field, vaporizing several asteroids and grazing the Defiant's port side. "Port shields down to 45%, Paul reported. One of their capital ships just got into firing position. "Prepare for the fold maneuver," Olivia ordered. "Let's show them our real surprise." Paul's voice came over the comm. "Nova Corps cycling to jump configuration. Everyone hold on to something. This might get rough." The Defiant broke free of the asteroid field, apparently fleeing the approaching capital ships. The alien fleet regrouped, forming a wall of ships to block the human vessel's escape. "They think they have us," Olivia said. "Perfect." "Nova Corps ready," Paul announced. Fold coordinates locked in. "Execute," Olivia commanded. For a brief moment, everything on the bridge seemed to stretch and compress simultaneously. A strange hum filled the air. Then, with a flash of blue light, the Defiant disappeared and reappeared behind the Krathar line, directly in their blind spot. "We made it," Paul shouted, his voice triumphant despite the strain. "Fold successful." "Target their rear guard," Olivia ordered. "Hit them before they realize where we are." The Defiant's weapons fired at point-blank range. 3 more alien ships erupted in flames before the Krathar fleet realized what had happened. The human ship had drawn first blood. 7 alien vessels destroyed, and the battle had only just begun. The Krathar fleet scrambled to respond to the Defiant's surprise attack. Their neat formation broke as ships turned to face the human vessel that had somehow appeared behind them. "We've got their attention now," Jack said. "And their data," Karen added excitedly. "That jump put us close enough to one of their command ships. I'm picking up their network signals." Olivia nodded. "What have you found?" Karen's fingers moved quickly over her console. "It's fascinating. Their ships don't have individual commanders. They operate as a single mind, like a hive. Each vessel is more like a body part than a separate unit. A weakness? Olivia asked. Definitely. Look at this. Karen sent an image to the main screen. It showed the energy patterns flowing between Crother ships. See how the signals all flow to and from these larger vessels. They're like nerve centers. If we can disrupt those signals, we could confuse the entire fleet, Jack finished. The ship rocked as alien weapons fire found its mark. Shields at 62% and falling, Paul reported from engineering. That jump took a lot out of the Nova core. We need time to recharge before we can do it again. Helm, evasive pattern delta, Olivia ordered. Keep us moving. She turned to Lisa. Any new communications from them? Lisa adjusted her earpiece. They're talking to each other, trying to coordinate. There's confusion in their ranks. I don't think they've ever had a small ship stand up to them like this. The medical bay doors opened, and Nancy Winters, the chief medical officer, entered the bridge. Captain, we have injured crew members from that last hit. Nothing critical, but we need to be careful. The medical bay can only handle so many casualties. Olivia nodded grimly. Understood, Doctor. We'll try to keep the bumps to a minimum. Nancy gave a tight smile before leaving. As she did, Karen gasped. Captain, I found something in their data. The Crother. They'd done this before. Many times. They attack worlds, demand surrender. And then, her voice trailed off. Then what? Jack asked. Karen looked up, her face pale. They take what they want anyway. Even when civilizations surrender, the Crother strip their planets bare. There's no mercy, no negotiation. Just consumption. A heavy silence fell over the bridge. So we're not just fighting for our pride, Olivia said quietly. We're fighting because surrender isn't an option. There's more, Karen continued. They've conquered 12 systems before finding us. Each time, their fleet grows. They add the technology of the defeated to their own. So those ships out there, Daniel gestured to the screen. Some of them belong to other civilizations. Civilizations that fell to the Crother. Yes, Karen confirmed. And based on their records, we're the first to put up this much resistance with just one ship. Another blast hit the Defiant. The lights flickered. Primary power grid damage, Paul reported. Switching to backups. Shields down to 50%. Olivia studied the tactical display, watching the alien fleet regroup. They were still confused, still trying to figure out how one tiny human ship had managed to destroy 7 of their vessels. We can't keep this up forever, Jack said quietly. We don't need to, Olivia replied. We just need to find a way to hit them where it hurts. She turned to Karen. Those command ships controlling the network. How many are there? 5. But they're in the center of the fleet, heavily protected. Olivia's eyes narrowed. If we could reach just one of those command ships and somehow disrupt its signal, we might be able to break their network coordination, Karen finished. But getting to one would be nearly impossible. Nearly impossible is still possible, Olivia said. She hit the comm button. Paul, I need you in the war room. We're going to try something crazy. My favorite kind of plan, Paul's voice replied cheerfully. Olivia looked at the massive alien fleet surrounding her small ship, 1 against 1,000. But now they had something they didn't have before. Knowledge. The Crother weren't invincible. They had a weakness. And humans were very, very good at exploiting weaknesses. The war room was filled with tension as Olivia laid out her plan. It was risky, perhaps suicidal, but it was the only chance they had. We need to get close to one of their command ships, she explained. Lisa has modified our communication array to broadcast a disruption signal that could temporarily blind their network. But we'll have to drop our shields to broadcast at full power, Paul added. And we'll need to be practically on top of their command ship for it to work. Jack frowned. So we need to somehow fly into the heart of their fleet, past hundreds of ships, with no shields. Not exactly, Olivia said. We'll use the Nova Core for one more space fold. It will take us close enough. Then we broadcast the signal and get out. The core won't have enough power for 2 jumps back to back, Paul warned. We'll be stuck there for at least 10 minutes while it recharges. 10 minutes surrounded by enemy ships with no shields, Daniel said grimly. Those aren't good odds. We'll make them better, Olivia replied. Karen has identified which ships are least integrated into the hive mind. We'll target those after the jump, create confusion. Before anyone could respond, the ship rocked violently. The lights flickered and went out, replaced by the dim red glow of emergency lighting. What was that? Jack asked. Paul checked his tablet. Direct hit on our port section. Decks 5 through 8 are losing atmosphere. Bulkheads are sealing. Olivia hit her comm badge. Bridge, status report. Lisa's voice came through, filled with static. Captain, they've changed tactics. They're focusing all fire on specific sections of our ship. We've lost weapons control on the port side. Casualties? Olivia asked, dreading the answer. 17 injured, 2 critical. Dr. Winters is working on them now. Olivia exchanged grim looks with her officers. We're running out of time. Let's move forward with the plan. Everyone to your stations. As they left the war room, Paul pulled Olivia aside. Captain, there's something I didn't mention in there. The Nova Core can generate enough power for the disruption signal, but it will require manual calibration from the engine room. That sounds dangerous, Olivia said. Paul's eyes were steady. It is. Whoever does it will be exposed to radiation. The shielding will be down. How bad? Bad enough, but survivable, with treatment. He didn't sound entirely convinced. I'll do it, Olivia said immediately. Paul shook his head. With respect, Captain, no, this is my job. I built the core. I know every circuit, every connection. It has to be me. Before Olivia could argue, another blast hit the ship. They were thrown against the wall as the deck tilted beneath them. Hull breach on deck 3, came a panicked voice over the comm. Emergency teams responding. We're out of time, Paul said. Make the jump, Captain. I'll handle the core. On the bridge, chaos reigned. Smoke filled the air from a damaged console. Lisa was binding a wound on a junior officer's arm, while still monitoring communications. Status, Olivia demanded as she took her chair. Shields down to 35%, Daniel reported. Life support failing in sections 4 through 7. We've lost 30% of our weapon capability. The Krathar are moving in for the kill, Jack added. They think we're done. Olivia's jaw set firmly. They're wrong. Prepare for space fold. Target coordinates. Directly above their central command ship. Captain, Karen warned, that's the most heavily defended position in their fleet. Which is why they won't expect us to jump right into it, Olivia replied. Paul, status on the Nova Core. Ready for fold maneuver, his voice came back, strained but determined. Just give the word. Olivia looked at the view screen. The Krathar fleet surrounded them, weapons charging for what they clearly thought would be the final blow. All hands, brace for space fold, she ordered. Helm, on my mark. Execute fold. The ship shuddered. The strange stretching sensation returned, stronger than before. There was a flash of blue light, and then the Defiant appeared directly above the largest Krathar vessel, the command ship at the heart of their fleet. Now, Paul, Olivia shouted. Start the broadcast. In engineering, Paul Gardner stood before the exposed core of the Nova Core reactor. His hands moved with precision, despite the intense heat and radiation washing over him. His skin began to redden and blister, but he didn't stop. Almost there, he gasped into his comm. Just a few more adjustments. The ship rocked as enemy fire found them. Without shields, each hit tore into the Defiant's hull. Paul made the final connection. Broadcasting now, he called before collapsing to the deck. The Defiant hung in space, directly above the massive Krathar command ship, Without shields, the human vessel was taking hit after hit. Hull breaches opened across multiple decks. Warning signals blared throughout the ship. Broadcast status, Olivia demanded, gripping her chair as the bridge shook violently. Signal is transmitting, Karen confirmed, working furiously at her station. It's connecting to their network, but I don't see any effect yet. Paul, we need more power to the broadcast. Olivia called into her comm. There was no response. Paul, report. Jack checked his console. Medical team responding to engineering. Paul is down. Olivia's face hardened. Lisa, get me engineering. A young engineer's voice came through, shaking with fear and determination. Engineering here, Captain. We need more power to the broadcast. Can you do it? I'll try, Captain. Chief Gardner left instructions. Give me a minute. Another blast rocked the ship. A ceiling panel crashed down, narrowly missing Daniel at tactical. Hull integrity at 62%, Jack reported. We can't take much more of this. On the screen, the Crathor ships continued their assault. Their coordinated attacks were methodical, precise. The signal isn't working, Karen said, frustration in her voice. They're still coordinating perfectly. We need something more, Olivia muttered. Her mind raced. What were they missing? Lisa suddenly straightened at her station. Captain, I've been analyzing their communication patterns. The disruption signal is the right idea, but wrong frequency. We need to match the exact resonance of their command ship. Can we do that? Olivia asked. Lisa nodded. I think so. I need direct access to the communication array. It's on the outer hull, Jack warned. You'd have to go outside the ship. Then that's what I'll do, Lisa said, already moving toward the door. Lisa, wait, Olivia called. It's too dangerous. With respect, Captain, it's our only chance. Olivia held her gaze for a moment, then nodded. Go, but be careful. As Lisa left, Daniel called out from tactical. Captain, I have weapons back online. Limited capacity, but I can target their command ship. Do it, Olivia ordered. Focus everything we have left on their communication arrays. The Defiant's remaining weapons fired, targeting specific points on the massive Crathor vessel below them. The alien ship's shields flared but held. No effect, Daniel reported. Their shields are too strong. In the airlock, Lisa pulled on a spacesuit with shaking hands. The ship rocked around her as she secured the helmet. Lisa, this is Karen, came a voice in her helmet. I'm sending you the frequency patterns we need. You'll need to manually adjust the array's resonance field. Understood, Lisa replied, her voice steady despite her fear. The airlock opened, and Lisa pushed herself out into space. The battle raged around her. Energy beams and explosions lit up the darkness. She pulled herself along the hull, using the handholds designed for maintenance. Reaching the communication array, Lisa began making adjustments. Her fingers, clumsy in the thick gloves, worked as quickly as they could. On the bridge, Olivia watched the tactical display with growing despair. More Crathor ships were closing in, sensing victory. Still working on the array, Karen reported. She needs more time. We don't have more time. Suddenly, the young engineer's voice came over the comm. Captain, Chief Gardner left a program in the Nova Core. It's some kind of virus, designed to insert into their network once we establish the right frequency. Deploy at the moment Lisa gets the frequency aligned, Olivia ordered. Outside the ship, Lisa made the final adjustments. Got it, she called. Broadcasting on matched frequency now. Deploying virus, the engineer confirmed. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, on the tactical display, something changed. The neat formation of Crathor ships began to waver. Look, Karen exclaimed. Their movement patterns are breaking down. The Crathor command ship below them shuddered. Its weapons went silent. Then, one by one, the surrounding alien vessels began to drift, their coordinated assault falling apart. It's working, Jack said in disbelief. The virus is disrupting their hive mind. The massive command ship beneath them suddenly fired its engines, but in random directions, as if it had lost all control. Several smaller Krathar ships collided with each other, their coordination completely gone. "Lisa, get back inside now," Olivia ordered. As Lisa made her way back to the airlock, the Defiant's sensors picked up a new development. The remaining Krathar command ships were turning their weapons on the infected one, trying to stop the spread of the virus. The Defiant had done it. They had struck at the heart of the alien fleet and turned its greatest strength into a weakness. Chaos reigned among the Krathar fleet. Ships fired randomly, some at the Defiant, others at their own vessels. The perfect formation had dissolved into disorder. Without the hive mind to guide them, the alien crews were lost, confused, unable to coordinate their massive numbers. "Status report," Olivia ordered, watching the mayhem with cautious hope. "Lisa is safely back inside," Jack confirmed. "Hull integrity stable at 58%. Life support functioning in most areas." "The virus is spreading through their network," Karen added, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's jumping from ship to ship. Nearly 40% of their fleet is affected now." Daniel laughed from tactical. "Look at them. They're running into each other. Some are even firing on their own ships by mistake." On the view screen, they watched as a large group of Krathar vessels began to retreat, breaking away from the battle entirely. "They're running," Jack said in disbelief. "Not all of them," Karen warned. "The unaffected command ships are trying to establish a new network. They're adapting." Olivia nodded grimly. "So we're not done yet." She hit her comm. "Engineering, status on the Nova Core." The young engineer's voice came back. "Stabilized, Captain. We can't do another space fold, but weapons and partial shields are back online. And Chief Gardner, Dr. Winters is treating him now. He's alive, but in bad shape." Olivia took a deep breath. "Helm, bring us around. Target the nearest unaffected command ship." She turned to Daniel. "Can we use their confusion to our advantage?" Daniel grinned. "Already on it, Captain. I'm sending targeting data to all functioning weapons." The Defiant moved through the disorganized alien fleet. Some Krathar ships still fired at them, but without coordination, most shots missed. The human vessel targeted a second command ship, concentrating all firepower on a single point. "Their shields are weakening," Daniel reported as the Defiant's weapons pounded the alien vessel. "Keep firing," Olivia ordered. The command ship's shields failed. The Defiant's next volley tore into its hull, targeting its communication arrays. Secondary explosions rippled across the alien vessel. "We got it," Karen exclaimed. "That command ship is offline." With 2 of the 5 command ships disabled, the Krathar fleet fell into further disarray. More ships began to retreat, fleeing in all directions. "Captain," Lisa called from communications, her face still flushed from her spacewalk. "I'm picking up new signals. Earth fleet signatures. Our reinforcements are coming." Sure enough, on the long-range sensors, a dozen human warships appeared, racing toward their position. "They got our message," Jack said with a relieved smile. "And they're seeing quite a sight," Olivia replied, watching as more Krathar ships fled. One human ship standing amid the wreckage of the most powerful alien fleet ever encountered. The next hours passed in a blur. The remaining Krathar command ships retreated, taking their still-functioning vessels with them. Earth's reinforcements arrived, surrounding the Defiant with a protective formation. Emergency teams began treating the wounded and repairing critical systems. 3 days later, Olivia stood in the medical bay beside Paul Gardner's bed. The engineer was pale, his skin still showing signs of radiation burns, but he was awake and smiling. "Did it work?" he asked, his voice weak. "It worked perfectly," Olivia assured him. "Your virus saved us all. The Krathar fleet is gone. Those that could still fly retreated back beyond Neptune's orbit." Paul smiled. "Not bad for one ship against 1,000. Earth is calling us heroes." Olivia told him. They're already studying the Krathar ships we disabled. Your Nova Core technology is going to change everything. In the corridor outside, Olivia met with her senior staff. All showed signs of battle. Bandages, bruises, exhausted eyes. But all stood proud. The admirals want a full report, she told them. They can hardly believe we survived, let alone won. What happens now? Lisa asked. Now we get the Defiant fixed up, Olivia replied. The Krathar will be back eventually. They lost this battle, but they're still out there. Next time, they'll think twice before attacking humans, Daniel said confidently. Jack nodded. The word will spread. One human ship stood against 1,000 alien warships, and humanity didn't flinch. Karen smiled. I've been analyzing the data we collected. The Krathar have attacked 12 other species. In every case, those species surrendered or were destroyed. We're the first to defeat them. And now we have their technology, Olivia added. When they return, we'll be ready. As the crew dispersed to continue repairs, Olivia stopped at a viewport. She could see Earth's ships surrounding the Defiant, and beyond them, the stars. Somewhere out there, the Krathar were retreating, bringing an unexpected